Hey boxing fans, welcome back. This is AJ and I just want to talk about how Teofimo Lopez boxes in the ring. I just saw him fight Rolly Romero. Good fight. But I noticed a big flaw. He's not picking one particular defense. He's switching between two styles of defense. The Philly defense that's been made real popular by Floyd Mayweather and since has been copied by a generation of younger fighters than him, including Lopez and his opponent this weekend, Romero, and Adrian Broner, and Stevenson, who I think is one of the few that actually use it correctly. It's a hard defense to use. And the other defense is the classical high guard defense that most boxers use. And I think of a particular boxer named Winky Wright that used it, but I wanted to show Floyd Mayweather using it because he was also good at using this defense. He used it a lot when he fought Pacquiao. He used it a lot. Watch the fight with him and Pacquiao. He not only used the shoulder roll Philly defense, but he used the high guard defense. But the point I'm making is that Floyd Mayweather used them correctly. And what do I mean by correctly? What I mean is when you use this defense, you also have to roll from side to side. Your opponent, therefore, has to be close. You have to allow your opponent to get close and then roll from side to side. You're not just blocking the shoulder like Romero and Lopez, specifically more Lopez than Romero. So when you're rolling, you're throwing either a counter right or counter left hook. And actually, Rolly Romero, his name is Rolly, was throwing a nice counter left hook as he was rolling right. But the best person to explain this is actually Floyd Mayweather Jr. himself. And in this clip, notice how he talks about rolling and countering.
If he come around the hook, I catch the hook right here. Pick his jab right here, catch the hook right here. If he shoot the right hand, I do like this, then I roll back and come.
Right.
So it's more like I can roll my shoulder and come here. I can roll my shoulder and come here. Or I can roll my shoulder and come there. And I can pick his shots like this. Either way, or I can slide under.
The problem in the fight is that Lopez wasn't rolling like Floyd Mayweather said and countering. He was putting his shoulder up and actually taking a step back as if he wasn't comfortable with his opponent being close to him while he used the defense. So when he takes a couple steps backwards, he's not in position to counter, and so there's no point in him using this Philly defense. Now somebody might say, well, he's blocking some of the punches with his shoulder. Yes, he is. But number one, he's not in position to throw a counter. But number two, he's getting used to holding his hands low. Like in this photo, he's getting used to holding his hands low, and then he's more vulnerable to being hit because he practices holding his hands lower. Yeah, and apparently his own dad is telling him, hey, look, block. You can see in this photo, put your hands up, especially on the left side, because he's holding his hands far too low on his left side. And he's used to that, but the problem with fighting a guy like Romero is that he's getting hit with counters on both the right and left side. You see, the thing is he has another defense. This is the high guard defense that everybody's mostly familiar with, the high guard, which he shows here. So when he used that, he was doing well. So why not just use that one? Winky Wright was great at it. Winky Wright is the one on the right with the red shorts, and if you want to see the classic exemplar of the best way to use this defense, the high guard defense, watch this fight, the one where he fought Felix Trinidad, and Trinidad had basically no answer and could hardly land a punch. However, even when Winky Wright is using this defense, he's still close enough to counter. So yeah, watch Winky Wright versus Felix Trinidad. It's a classic masterclass on how to use the high guard. I really want to say maybe Lopez should pick one and master that one. That seems like the best road to go down. However, if we listen to the best defensive fighter of all time, he has something to say about this.
Because that's showing my versatility as a fighter. Show my, you got to change styles. You can't.
Well, why would you do that? To get your jab off faster?
No, because you don't want to be just. You don't want to be just one-dimensional. Sometimes I may squat low just to touch a guy in the stomach.
Right.
But then I may feint him and come up with the hook. And sometimes I may just pick a guy, lay back, and relax. We call it in a pocket. So
Floyd Mayweather definitely seems to be advocating for many different defensive styles. Now that makes sense. At the highest level, that's probably what Lopez wants to shoot for, to be the top echelon. Look, he's not a bad fighter. Lopez is not a bad fighter. It's just that he has this specific flaw that's kind of obvious, and he's getting hit a lot. And if he wants to be the best of the best, by beating Stevenson in a rematch, which I don't think will happen, but it's possible, then he's got to definitely tighten his defense. Look, there's a lot of fighters these days that are defensively kind of irresponsible. It's kind of a thing. They get lackadaisical about the punches coming at them, but they want to be showy, real showy with the offense coming out, like this particular fighter with the pink gloves. But moving on, if we can learn a lesson from the greatest fighters of recent times that just retired, Terence Crawford, being defensively minded is the key to longevity and success in the ring. Another example of this is a fighter currently on the rise. Ladies and gentlemen, the future of boxing, Shakur Stevenson. Now, there's a reason for that, though. And the reason he's very defensively minded, very aware of punches coming at him, and has honed his defense, his craft of defending punches to a T. And he's honestly one of the few people that I've seen be able to master the Philly defense. A lot of young fighters this generation, they seem to be copying Floyd Mayweather Jr. because Floyd Mayweather had influenced them a lot growing up, and they all want to try this Philly shoulder roll, but very few of them are actually doing it correctly. And if you watch this fighter's fights, he's doing it correctly, although I do think he stays in the pocket a little bit too much without throwing anything back. I think Mayweather threw more punches back when he was rolling. I think Stevenson kind of is more comfortable being in that shell for an extended period of time, maybe too long sometimes. Circling back, I like Lopez. He's a good fighter, and he's one of the best still. He's one of the best. He's not in the top 10 like I thought he was before, maybe. He did win this fight, so he's now a 3-division champion, 3 weight classes. But it just seems that this one flaw is very obvious of him switching between defensive styles and not using the Philly shoulder roll defense quite the way it should be used. I think he should ditch the Philly defense. I just made a point that fighters should be versatile, and so did Floyd Mayweather Jr., but I think he should go and really focus on the high guard. Really focus on the high guard. I think that's his ticket, holding his hands up higher, working his way in with the jab, and taking maybe a page more out of Terence Crawford's playbook when Terence Crawford has a high guard and he steps back a little and just gets out of the way a little bit of punches. He sets up the defense in the first couple rounds, and then he works his offense in. So anyways, just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. If you like this stuff, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.